kill me. I forgot his last name. He's from Promote Yourself. He is an amazing guy with amazing products for marketing. We're gonna have a great conversation on marketing that really you can't find anywhere else. Before I get to Lisa, I want to go ahead and speak about our meeting that we had. I actually met Lisa at a SoFlo Mixers event that we had at the Olive Garden in Boynton Beach. We had about 30 people come out, 30 great business owners, 30 people that were just really into networking, but also more about building relationships in the business community. And if you don't know it already, that is all what SoFlo is about. SoFlo Mixers, SoFlo Business. It's about building relationships. It's about growing each other's business, because in this day and age, it's not just about you anymore. It's not just, we build things as a community, and that has to be the only way to really go about it, because when you try to just do things by yourself, you usually end up falling on your face. And if you don't, you usually don't end up reaching that next level, that level beyond. And that's the biggest thing that I want to make sure everybody knows about. So like I said, my first guest today is Lisa Punsky. Am I saying that last name right?
You are.
Okay. She's with Keller Williams, but she has a different approach to handling people with her business. Go ahead and let's first start off this. Before you were a real estate agent, what did you do before you were a real estate agent?
So, my background was in financial services. So, I worked in Boston over 20 years doing financial services, financial planning, and working with usually high net worth individuals with high expectations. So,
high expectations. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, when they can be a little demanding sometimes, you know.
You're saying it very politely.
Yeah, well, yes, but that's okay, you know. And I always strive to achieve, you know, happiness for them and make sure that they are, you know, over pleased or so forth. So, in addition to that, I've owned a tour and event planning company that was based out of New England. Did that with my mother for, we've had it for 13 years, but now we really don't do too much of it because my mother has now relocated to Florida as well. So we do for a couple of groups that we've worked with for years. But, you know, I found that the things that I enjoyed most about both of those careers was being a you know, kind of a project manager, handling logistics and coordination and making sure that I'm, you know, looking at the overall picture, and the ultimate goal is to have the client, you know, smile and be happy.
I imagine when you're dealing with high net worth individuals, and when you're dealing with events and party planning and everything along those lines, I throw events, so right. I know the details. Like, you have to be so detail oriented.
Absolutely.
And on top of it, it's not and that's a type of business you can't do by yourself.
Right.
You need to build relationships with the other vendors, with different people that have other businesses that have nothing to do with your business.
Exactly.
So it's a pretty strong thing, and I actually think that's a perfect kind of segue to understand a little bit about what Relox is, because obviously you're a real estate agent.
Right.
When you create, what is Relox? What did you create with Relox?
So Relox is a concierge relocation services company. So my business partner is in Massachusetts, and I am located out of the Boynton Beach Keller Williams office. And together we own Relox. And what we do is act as primary contact and liaison for all services related to moving. So that involves selling their home for the best price, getting their home prepared for selling it, and then finding their dream home. But more important than that is finding what's best for an individual's lifestyle, because every family, doesn't require or have the same needs. It could be the same home in one place as another, but if you're not looking at the overall picture, then you're not, in my mind, really doing the best service for the client. So we do a in-depth kind of interview with a client before we advise them on anything, and just find out, what their needs are, if they have children in school, if they have an elderly parent with them, what they want. Or do they want to live close to the beach, or do they want to be close to restaurants, or do they prefer the suburbs? Do they want a gated community?
Do you find it's hard to really kind of understand the needs? Like how because I mean, when you're dealing with different personalities, you're dealing with different types of people. How easy is it to really understand
you
their
ask
needs?
the right questions. You just got to be really asking the right questions. We have a very very thorough questionnaire that we will go over on the phone. Most people prefer to do it by phone. We can have you do it online if you would rather do that. Maybe have input from other family members to come up with your decisions. But it doesn't just ask about the type of home you want, or the type of community, but it asks really about your lifestyle, what is important to you. Just, from a personal, perspective, I moved down to Florida from the Northeast, from New England.
Where?
Where did I live?
Yeah.
I lived in New Hampshire, worked in Boston, and I did that for many, many years. Don't miss that at all. Love Florida. Florida's awesome. So when we first moved here, we actually met with a real estate agent a couple of times. We flew down, met with a real estate agent, and she was wonderful. And she was looking for the homes that we were telling her that we were interested in, but she didn't really ask any other questions, and I didn't know to tell her more. So we came very close to buying one. Thank goodness we didn't, because, now I know where that home is, and I wouldn't want to live there. So it was just in an area that it would not be a good fit for us. So we ended up having to rent an apartment online, sight unseen, until we could come down here and really explore and figure out what was best. And, I mean, that's just one part of it. And then you think about, hiring a moving company. That is a nightmare, too. It's not always, but if you don't have a good recommended moving company, you never know. And then once you get to your new location, you may need some assistance with remodeling the kitchen or changing the flooring. And who do you call? You're in a new area. What do you do? So we have a huge network of vendors that we have vetted and we work with. And so we can take care of everything for you. So we are seriously one-stop shopping. You work with us, we can handle all of the needs for you. And
there's a good amount of stuff to unpack there that I want to start off with, and it's first when you're buying your house, because you're making the decision to move to Florida,
right?
And you're moving, or in this case, whether you're in New Hampshire, or you're Massachusetts, or Connecticut. I mean, there's a lot of people that have moved from that area down here,
right?
But like you said, you didn't know what you even though there's a lot of people around, you had no idea where you would be buying your house.
Right.
So you put all your faith into a real estate agent that you would think that would be trying to look out for your best interests.
Right. And I'm not saying that she wasn't, but she really didn't ask the right questions to know what my best interests are. And that's the difference. It's not that they're trying to do something that they're not trying to help you, because they are.
Oh, of course.
Usually, but we just take it many steps further than that. So, because sometimes a person doesn't even know that they should provide that information, that kind of information that we're asking for is helpful.
One of the biggest things, like you said, we said this in the beginning, when it's about understanding somebody's needs and understanding their desires and everything along those lines. And in this case, when you were moving down here, they didn't ask enough questions to ever learn that.
No.
So when you're dealing with Relox and when you're dealing with Keller Williams, you're having that conversation that's even stronger than you would have with just with anybody.
That's right.
Because you need to know what they're looking for.
Because our ultimate goal is to make sure that they have a wonderful experience working with us, and I want, to take away that stress of moving, because it is very stressful for some people. I mean, just moving across town can be very stressful. So
you have no idea.
We just want to handle everything for you. So just, so you can just go about living your life and have one person to talk to, maybe 2 people on our team, whatever it takes, but you're working with the same people with regard to moving your furniture, to setting up your utilities, or anything that's involved with it, forwarding your mail, everything that goes along with moving. And it is a lot of things. Instead of you spending all your time on the internet and the phone trying to handle all of these details, we can do it for you.
I love that you're saying what you're saying when you're talking about and this is, like I said, what SoFlo is all about. It's about building those connections. It's about creating it's about creating relationships with everybody. I mean, I probably went in the meeting yesterday when we met. First of all, how awesome was that meeting?
Awesome, very awesome. I will say that, absolutely. I love the format of your networking events. They're fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes.
But the biggest thing is, how many times did I say I would stop in the middle of the meeting and say, hey, listen, make sure you're building connections. Make sure you're meeting people outside of here.
Exactly.
And you have to do that in order to really have the network that you have.
Right, because we constantly expanding it. I mean, we can't have too many people on that we work with, because the bigger we grow, the more we're going to have a need.
You also need to have the best people around.
Right. Absolutely.
So you need to vet these people the right way.
Exactly.
And I know you do. That's why I'm saying, like, the infrastructure that you have built with Relox is absolutely phenomenal. Right. And it's based off of just those relationships. It starts with one conversation that leads to the next. I'm sure if a vendor approaches you or you approach a vendor, you're not doing business with them the next day. You're building it slowly.
And just trying to look at their history and what kind of recommendations they have or references from other people, and meeting with them personally. But it's great. Like at the networking events, it's not, when we go, it's not just talking about Relox, but it's always an opportunity for me to partner with other people for Relox. So they're great. So thank you very much for that.
No, it's absolutely, it's fantastic. Real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're going to be talking a little bit about the selling process, because we've been talking a little bit about the prime process. We're going to be talking about the selling process, and then she has some awesome information about the market, how it is today, and we're going to go a little bit about that. So we're going to be right back right after this. Attention all South Florida business owners. Are you ready for the summer? My name's Tom Hibbert, and I am the host of SoFlo Mixers. We create networking events from Palm Beach Gardens all the way down to Fort Lauderdale. And we create fun, engaging, and more importantly, effective events to help network. And we want to network with you. Check out our next event on Facebook.com/SoFlo Mixers, or text SoFlo, SOFLO, to 80800. Check us out.
Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. channels. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Welcome back to the SoFlo Business Corner. If you want to join the show, call 1-888-565-1470. We want to hear from you. Once again, that number is 1-888-565-1470. Now let's get back to the show. Welcome back. My name's Tom Hibbert, and I am your host of the SoFlo Business Corner. We're talking with Lisa Punsky from Relox and Keller Williams. We've been talking a little bit about buying your home or buying a new home, moving, relocating from another area, how stressful that can be, and what I really want to get into now is I want to get into a little bit about selling your home, because you have obviously buying and selling a home is all part of the process. Mm-hmm. When you're talking about selling a home, is selling a home right now the best? Is now a great time to sell a home?
Well, if you want to move, it's a good time to sell your home because more than likely you have some equity in your home, even if you've owned it through, since 2004, 5, 6.
Since before the crash.
Before the crash, right. So I see a lot of people selling their homes that bought, back then, that they've recouped some of their losses. It's also a good investment to hold on to a home, too, because the market is predicted to increase. Florida is one of the states where the market appreciates year over year, and I don't see it slowing down very much anytime soon. And it's also a good time to buy a home because interest rates have, they have gone up recently, but the analysts are not predicting them to go down. So
the only way you can go is up.
So you might as well, get on now and buy something now. Some unforeseen circumstance that is not predicted could cause rates to go low like that again. It's very unlikely. And
it will take a while, too.
So now is, a good time to buy. What I tell to clients is, wouldn't you prefer to be investing into your own home and building equity in your home? You're getting to live there, but it's an investment, right?
Of course.
Versus paying someone else's mortgage, pay your own. In fact, I have co-hosting a workshop, a complimentary breakfast workshop in our office on Boynton on the 19th. It's Saturday morning, just for an hour. Breakfast included, no obligation, but we're going to have a mortgage finance guy there who's excellent, and he will be explaining the different types of loans. FHA loans, VA loans, conventional loans, what you need. Because a lot of people don't even realize that if they're renting, that the money that they spend for first, last, and security could possibly be enough for them to have the down payment on a starter home. So you should just at least check out your options.
No, and that's not. That's really important.
Right.
But look, I want to ask a couple questions about that. But then I also want to know how Relox is helping with the selling process.
Yes.
But when you're having the selling side of things, and with your event, you guys are going. Is it just for first time home buyers, or is this just for any home buyers right now?
The topic of this is renting versus buying. So it doesn't need to be a first time home buyer. It can be anybody that's we have people that have owned homes in the past, but for whatever reason now, maybe they relocated to Florida and didn't find a house right away and decided to rent. and it's something that you can procrastinate. It's like you just like moving is a hassle, right? People just don't want it, and time just gets away from you, and you've end up paying a couple years of your landlord's mortgage instead of paying for your own.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So it is a big deal.
So let's go ahead. We need to let everybody know again when this event is. We need to know what they're gonna be expect. Just go ahead and let us know what's gonna happen.
So it will be at the Keller Williams Boynton Beach office, which is on Jog and Les Chalets, May 19th.
What's the address?
8188 Jog Road.
Mm-hmm.
And it is at 10:30, so it's 10:30 to 11:30, and we'll have breakfast included. And it's just going to be an informative workshop. So we'll talk for a few minutes, explain the differences between renting and owning, for those that don't know, and then it's just open for any questions.
All right. So quick, it's real quick again. 8980 Jog Road.
8188.
81. Oh, yeah. See,
Sorry.
8188.
8188.
I see.
Yeah.
We gotta. Let's go work this out. It's 8188 Jog Road in Boynton Beach, Florida. And you guys are gonna get everything that you guys need to know about to possibly get out of renting your home, get out of, and start really owning your property. Because down here in Florida, realty is gold. And that's something that is very important. Maybe you can buy a home, maybe you can't, but you gotta know. You have to know. Yeah, you need to know that you know.
And I mean, and if you can't, then we're going to tell you what you need to have, what you need to work towards, so you have a goal towards that. So
you're going to end up getting a game plan.
Correct.
Of what you need to build that forward.
That's great.
See, this is why I love working. I mean, we really it was like sparked. I love everything that you do with Relox. I love everything you do with Keller Williams, because you really you've gone through the negative experiences, so you know what not to do, because you've been in that seat where you don't want that feeling for somebody else again.
Absolutely not.
I think that's awesome. I really do. Let's go back to Relox a little bit and talk about what Relox can do to sell your home.
Okay, so if if you are selling, whether it's here in Florida or in the Northeast, or like I said, my partner is in Massachusetts and I am in Florida, but we have a wide network of Keller Williams agents that we work with as well, all over the country and all over the world. So we can help you wherever your home is. But our process is, when selling your home, is just making sure that it's ready to sell, and I help with that through Relox. If you need to have maybe some improvements to curb appeal, or if you need some bathroom update or something like that, I have the contractors that I work with regularly and will help you. So really, we do everything possible to take that stress away from you. And then once we have the house ready to list, then we have the best technology for doing that. So it is, we do a lot of marketing, open houses, and so both from the selling and buying process, we can handle it. We definitely. And just another little side note is thinking everything with me when I moved here many years ago and figured it out over time, and now found my home where I live, and it's the perfect location for my family, and I would have never looked there back then. So, and I've been in many communities all over Palm Beach County and beyond. But my mother retired and moved down here a couple of years ago, and the thought of having a senior to do that without having my input to help her, that would have been you know,
would've
and that
been-
would have been very stressful. It would have been very stressful for her, and it would be very stressful for an adult child. So
Of course.
So that's one of the, I think one of the great benefits that we have is working with seniors, because a lot of seniors want to,
Relocate
they
down
want to
here.
relocate here,
But they don't want to be in the middle of mid downtown Fort Lauderdale by
right,
accident.
They have no idea, right? And maybe they need to be near, medical facilities. Maybe they need help selecting doctors with their insurance. We can help them with all of that. Maybe they need a part-time caregiver in their home. We have vendors for that.
That's
so
awesome.
so we
really you can. So let me
just
make sure I understand this on the selling side of things. When you're bringing people down here, you
Right.
can really get them introduced to the community.
everything. Right. We just so
Because I remember, like when you first moved to an area you don't know, it takes you a few months
Exactly.
to really get your lay of the land.
Right.
You're kind of putting them in that position to understand what's going on, what's happening, and everything along
we
those lines.
find out what their needs are, and we're able to address it from the beginning. So when they get settled in, they are settled in.
Wow.
And then we continue to follow up with them as well. So it's a long-term relationship with
That's
our
awesome.
clients.
Well, let everybody know, one, how they can reach you, how they can get a hold of you,
Okay.
your website, everything along those lines.
All right, great, thank you. So again, it's Lisa Punsky, and our company is Relox, and that's RELOX. Our website is www.relox.me, M-E. And my email address is lisa@relox.me. And my direct phone number is 561-440-9177.
Perfect.
So,
Now, what's going to happen here, Lisa's also going to go ahead and put in her information on our live stream on our SoFlo Mixers page. If you guys don't know already, we broadcast this show on SoFlo Mixers fan page on Facebook. That's facebook.com/SoFlo Mixers. So if you want to go ahead and get in touch with Lisa, go ahead. She's going to put her name, her email address, and her phone number so that you can go ahead and get a hold of her again. Once again, that's on the Facebook page, SoFlo Mixers. That's facebook.com/SoFloMixer, so that you guys can go ahead and have another way of getting back to her, just in case you guys are in the car or wherever you are. If you're not able to write this down now, you can go back to it, and you won't have to watch the whole video. Just click on the comments, and there you go.
Okay,
So,
great.
Lisa, this was fantastic. I told
you
you
so much.
This 30 minutes went by like this,
Very
right?
quick, yes.
Oh, it's
Very quick. So
So
thank you
let's-
very much. I really appreciate
Absolutely.
the opportunity. Thank you.
Listen. I hope to have you back. And I hope to talk a little bit more about Relox later
Absolutely.
on. So,
All right. Thank you.
when we come back, we're going to be talking with Jeff Greenberg from Promote Yourself, and we're going to have some awesome conversation about some marketing and marketing materials. So we're going to be right back right after this.